Hello, everybody. Today we have with us Anil Pantangi from Texas. Anil is an award winning product and technology leader from the USA. He has more than 15 years of experience in enterprise platforms and consumer products. He turns complex AI and ML capabilities like conversational search, recommendation system, and generative AI into real business outcomes. Anil has led high performing teams and delivered artificial intelligence powered advances in telecom, media, and edtech. He was named among the top AI 75 leaders worldwide. Anil is a member of the Forbes Technology Council and shares his expertise through writings and talks. He also mentors the next generation of innovation and supports responsible artificial intelligence adoption as a fellow and board member. Anil, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey Dilshad, thanks for having me here. Like I mentioned, I'm glad to be here. Definitely would love to chat about more stories.
Okay. Initially, uh, I would like to know about your journey in short from India to USA.
Yeah, I think you've pretty much covered it. I come from humble background, and my first foray into technology comes from more about curiosity in terms of how things work, and that led me to take courses in mathematics, physics, and then from then I went into electronics and communications engineering. This was back in 2004. Yeah, and after a couple of things that drew me in electronics engineering were switching theory, logic design, antenna wave propagations, and other communication aspects. And of course, programming in C, C++ was always a thing. Yeah, and after that, I've got my master's degree from a business school here in US. And after US, it's been a pretty amazing journey at the intersection of product, tech, and AI. I lead high-performing teams in those spaces, and currently I work for enterprise customers that are Fortune 50 in US, both in telecom, educational tech, and HR tech.
Okay. Talking about the vision to value, you have led platforms, product teams delivering artificial intelligence solutions at a scale. How do you define success when building artificial intelligence kind of platforms, and what frameworks do you use to translate vision into measurable business outcomes?
I must say that's a good start, Dilshad. To me, the best AI platforms don't just look impressive in a demo. They actually move the needle on business outcomes. For me, success in AI platforms isn't about just building a smarter algorithm or a complex model. It's about whether a platform is creating real measurable business value as well as customer experience. And I usually think in this flow, as in you set a vision for you and your customer needs are, and then hypothesize, experiment, and measure your outcomes. The vision actually gives us a North Star. For example, you could go with a big, hairy, audacious goal saying that cut downtime by half or cut resolution time by half. Then we hypothesize using what data or what models should we be using, what workflows could actually move that metric. After that, it's all about testing it in a controlled experiments with right instrumentation. And here is a real signal, right? I must say a good AI platform would actually make both the CFO and their wing as well as the customers happier. And what I mean to say is, you can have one or the other, right? As in, you should have your customer happy, and at the same point of time, your CFO or leaders who are actually investing into the company should also be happier. Should be creating business value as well as customer experience. And that's when it stops being a project and becomes more an enterprise asset. That's what platform product is all about.
Okay. Launching in high stakes environments, my question is that in complex domains like telecom, intelligence launches aren't always straightforward. How do you balance innovation and reliability when introducing new AI features into production systems?
Gosh, I must say I was privileged and fortunate enough to operate in high-stake environments like telecom, educational technology, HR tech in a high performing areas as well as high-stake areas. Take an example of telecom, right? I mean, in
Mhm.
telecom, if you break something, you don't just affect few users. You can impact millions in real time. And when I say millions, millions of people, as well as millions or billions of dollars as well. Just imagine network going down for 5 minutes, your internet
Mm.
breaks down and everything goes down. And I was fortunate at the same point of time given responsibility to lead and operate in those type of settings. I mean, this is why I tell people that telecom is unforgiving, right? As in, the way I handle it is through progressive rollout with safety nets. What I mean is, you just don't flip a switch. You shadow test, you do canary release, you layer in multiple layers of human in the loop checks. And on one track, you got fast-paced innovation, and on other track, you got to have more disciplined, cautious release engineering. So what actually looks breeze on the customer side has a humongous amount of effort from both product technology and AI teams. And I must say, those two tracks need to run in the parallel, and you cannot compromise on one or the other. You got to have customer experience as well as dedicated and committed release engineering going on.
Okay, thank you. Let's change the gear. And I have a question that how do you measure success?
Yeah, I mean, interesting, right? I mean, the end of the day, we all are here to make some money and make our customers happy, right?
Yes.
I mean, you can have the most accurate model in the world, but if no one trusts it or uses it, it's not success, right?
Mm.
I mean, especially in the AI era where we are right now and where we are fortunate to be in, AI success has multiple layers, right? I mean, at a business layer, it's simple ROI, as in, are we saving money? Or are we generating money or are we driving net new revenue? And
Okay.
at user level, it's adoption and trust, as in our users are using our product,
Mm.
engaging with our product, or even trusting our product, right? As in, because if you as a user don't trust the product that you're coming in, you're pretty sure you're not going to come in next day and use the same product, right?
Definitely.
And likewise, at the technology layer, which is much more important, the resilience, reusability, and scalability, right? As in, you can have users happy and business happy and have a bad product, which is not a case at all,
Mm.
right? So, and in my experience, too often leaders and product teams get stuck on accuracy metrics, as in they get tend to marry to an accuracy metric saying that, hey, my model did a fantastic job of identifying cat 98 times of 100 times, right? But does it really add value if you don't have a right customer experience or customer metric? So the truth is, I mean, your model could have accurate value, but if no one uses it and no one trusts it, then you do not have a successful product out there. So that's when I say, I mean, the thing is making my job better is actually having all these three layers catered well. Yeah.
Mhm. Thank you. And you have worked at the intersection of AI and telecom. Can you walk us through the use cases where AI directly improved network performance, customer experience, or operational efficiency?
Yeah, I mean, this space definitely excites me. I mean, recently I did a talk with a speaking engagement with the telecom CSPs, communication service providers, executives from OEMs, as in original equipment manufacturers like Motorola, Alcatel, and a few other systems integrator. And entire room was lighted up with the conversation that I
Mm.
brought to the table and ideas to the table. Yeah, I mean, one of the most powerful moments is when AI fixes a problem before customer even notices it, right? As
Yes.
in, one project that I was part of and had enjoyed working was predictive maintenance of network equipment.
Mm.
You see, normally failures are handled reactively, as in you're working on this Zoom setup or Google Meet setup, and if something breaks down, then you pick up your phone and call your call center or network center. Now, imagine a situation. Um, AI monitors all your call logs data, censored streams data. Again, anonymized, keeping privacy and ethics in accounted for, right? monitors your sensor streams, error logs, and perform signals, and predicts failures before what they happen. Now, AI can actually, with the agentic era, AI can actually go and detect what network equipment needs to be taken care of. Or if I'm not able to fix that network issue, can I route Dilshad's traffic to something else? So can I route Dilshad traffic to Chicago instead of Dallas, or one city to another city? So I think that's where AI is seeing powerful values. And one other AI use case in telecom that I'm evangelizing for is abstracting network and bringing it to front office. What I mean to say is traditionally within telecom industry, network component that is OSS and customer and business component BSS operate siloed. But with AI, you could actually abstract network and bring it to front office, as in you can have front office function easily slice and dice network for you and cater to your needs. Like, let's say there is a soccer match or a cricket match going on. Hey, we have 10,000 people coming up. We should be able to slice our network to support that. Previous era, you need to have a NOC engineer submit a request. They need to assess where the traffic would be coming in. But in the AI era, with agentic AI, you can abstract a bunch of these network functions and make it easily happen. So to me, AI is starts with efficiency, as in fix customer issues before they even happen, and you don't have to let customer know that we fix your issue.
Thank you. How does thinking in terms of platforms rather than just applications shape your approach to scaling artificial intelligence capabilities across a large organization?
Yeah, I mean, this is where a nuance between an application product and a platform product comes in, right? I generally tend say this out loud. Application solves today's problems,
Hmm.
but platforms unlocks tomorrow's solutions. As in, if you build a platform product, you can actually unlock what is coming up tomorrow and then fix it. But if you build a point application solution, you're only solving one siloed problem. And taking it to AI, when you build an AI platform, you're not just answering one question. You're
Hmm.
building reusable blocks, data pipelines, model serving infrastructure, monitoring dashboards.
Hmm.
That way, any team can take those blocks and build faster. Now, take an example, you're at Meta, right? And Meta is about their motto is something on the lines of connecting people together through community and positivity, something of that sort. But on the flip side, what they do is everything is reusable and a scalable modular block. And if a new app needs to be added for Meta customer base, all they take is take those blocks and build a solution and build a wrapper around it. So it changes the mindset from how do we solve this one case to how do we let dozens of teams evolve and solve their own use cases safely and at a scale, which is much more important if you're dealing with a platform product. And in my mind, that's the multiplier effect that you could have a platform product manager. So that's where if you're a platform product manager, you have this multiplier effect, you have this value multiplier effect resonance coming out. And that's
Okay.
how enterprises actually see compounding value from AI.
Thank you. Many organizations struggle with moving artificial intelligence models nowadays from lab to production. What are some lessons you have learned in actually managing this transition without compromising speed or precision?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely resonate with what you're saying, and it's kind of concerning at the same point of time. I feel okay reading some of the reports that are coming in from Gartner or Forrester saying that 60 or 70% of agentic AI or AI applications are going to fail. While some part of me is feeling bad for that metric, other part of me is, yep, it's okay to get those metrics out so that we can educate the community, business leaders around how do we go about it. So this is how I would look at it. I mean, sometimes an 80% model in production beats a 98% model that's still stuck in the lab, right? As in, I would rather have an 80% success model, go out there, collect human feedback and improvise, than continue to build a model that is at 98% and stretch it in research and without going nowhere, right?
Yeah, you're
So,
right.
like I mentioned, continuously deploy your use cases in a safe manner, whether it is 80% or 90% agreeable metric for your business,
Hmm.
and have strong feedback loops, retrain wherever possible. I mean, if you're in traditional ML, you're retraining. If you're in LLMs, you are actually retuning your context engineering or prompt tuning. And That way you could deliver more value than a 90%, 98% or 99% accuracy, which is overfitting in some cases and does not value. And other
Okay.
key thing is having a robust MLOps, right? I mean, in the traditional software development, you talked about DevOps, right? In the machine learning and AI era, you're looking at machine learning ops, as in how do you automate retraining, build rollback mechanisms, and monitor continuously. That way you can ship faster without fear. In other words, it's less about is model perfect, to more is system safe, adaptive, or learning over time.
Thank you. Thank you. And talking about ethics and instrumentation, like how do you address privacy, consent, and ethical design, especially in sensitive industries like human resource tech or telecom?
I see what you're doing there. I mean, you talked about success models and everything, and you're trying to getting me into ethics conversation. I mean, ethics is such a tricky topic, right? I mean,
Mm,
it really depends on where you are and which industry you are, because what's ethical in marketing is completely different from what's ethical in healthcare or HR tech, or what's ethical in Dubai versus what's ethical in Dallas. So
mm,
completely different. So in my mind, it's not a binary answer. There's no assertive answer that I could give, but I'll give it a shot, right? I mean, in my mind, ethics isn't a checkbox. I mean, it's a design principle that can make or break adoption. Right. I mean, in sensitive areas like HR or telecom, ethics cannot be an afterthought. It has to be designed from day one. I mean, let's say you're building a HR system and you want to use AI in it. Day one, as part of your business requirements document or product requirements document, you got to anchor all of the ethics into it. As in, to make it easy for aspiring product managers, I say look at these three principles. Collect only what you need and be transparent about how it's going to be used and give users control. I mean, let's say you're entering certain type of information, you need to let user know that, hey, we are going to use this information for ABC, right? Because that's where the trust and relationship with your customer starts. And also
mhm,
give users control, as in, yeah, you could use my first name and last name, but do not use my summary information for this. Or you
mhm.
could use my address, but don't use my date of birth or something of this sort. Give that level of control to users that can actually bridge the trust that companies are looking for.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
also have dashboards for your business leaders and users as well on how their data is being used, and continue to provide opt-out mechanisms whenever it's needed so that employees and users start feeling empowered.
Okay, thank you, thank
And
you.
at the end of the day, if people
Mm,
don't trust the system, they won't use it, like I mentioned in the beginning, right? And without adoption, you don't have a value. So ethical design isn't just the right thing, it's also a good business.
mhm. Okay, thank you. Talking about this cross-functional collaboration at a scale, building artificial intelligence platforms often involves engineering, data science, UX, and business teams. How do you drive alignment across functions while staying very much focused on customer?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting aspect, right? I mean, this also weaves into some level of how your organizations are structured. I mean, we've seen a decade or two ago. I mean, I know at the risk of dating myself, a decade or two ago, most of the software applications were monolith, as an application as one component, and every team is structured around that particular component. And then we started seeing this abstraction, as in everything get decentralized and teams are getting decentralized and teams have spread across the globe. And we are seeing this need for seamless collaboration at play so that you could move forward. And to me, this collaboration is more about alignment, also having a common shared success, right? As in, what does success look like? So, without a shared success, your technology team generally chases around, performance of your technical system.
Mm,
Our data science team talks about, hey, my model accuracy. Our product team talks about adoption. So instead of talking about each individual levers, set a North Star. Again, I'm going back to the previous, very first one. Set a North Star. A North Star is cutting down our customer downtime by 50%. And then from there, align each teams to that goal so that teams can understand whenever they're making any choices within their decisions, they aligned with the North Star or not. And let's say when you have a tug of war type of situation between product, UX, or data science teams, look at those decision points where you're looking to decide on one option or the other and see which one actually moves needles towards your North Star faster and in a safe manner. And then that's how it shifts conversation from more silos to impact. Because then you're actually anchoring your conversation around customer impact over versus team's impact. What does the UX look like? What does dev feel about it? What does tech feel about it?
Okay, okay. Thank you. And talking about the future of experimentation, where do you see the future of experimentation heading nowadays, especially with the rise of these agentic AIs and real-time adaptive systems?
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking about it a lot. I mean, recently I've had a chance to be a keynote speaker at one of the conference, and then I was mentoring few teams in AI summer program here in Dallas. And one of the things I emphasized was on experimentation as a lever for your organizational strategy. And what I mean to say is experimentation is actually moving from static snapshots of living, breathing
Mhm,
systems that learn in real time.
mhm.
As in traditionally, we have seen experiments, static A/B tests, and then get the results and then improvise on it. But with agentic AI, the system can learn on the fly and adjust the experience for users as data comes in. Like, I don't know if you have explored in ChatGPT. ChatGPT at times give you responses in two fashions, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Option
sometimes.
style one and
Mm,
option two. That's an experiment. Actually, the model is trying to learn itself to understand the pattern. What would Dilshad like in this type of situation? So next time, based on your response, it's going to learn that. So
mm,
I'm super excited about where experimentation is headed. And at the same point of time, my word of caution or advice to product leaders and technology leaders building who are coming in from enterprise mindset and moving to AI is start every product or every use case that you're working on with a hypothesis, as in what is your business hypothesis and how are you going to experiment it safely and at a scale. So, yeah, it's about smarter, continuous learning loops that are both adaptive and ethical.
okay, okay. And my final question with you is that what would you say to early career professionals aiming to work at the intersection of AI platform, product management, and domains like telecom or HR tech?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I was at an event recently, a couple of months ago, where I kicked off their week one as a featured session where I kicked off my title as AI is not the product. But anyways, the key idea was if you want to lead in AI, don't chase shiny tools, protocols, or models or anything. Master the fundamentals, right? And what I mean is focus on the fundamentals, not fads. I mean, understand how data flows, how systems scale, how businesses measure value. As in, sometimes you could say, hey, I have a lot of this unstructured data. Let me put Gen AI on it and get the summary, right? So if a user is, instead of reading the full one-page report, they are just reading the summary of 3 lines, does it cause harm? As in, are they missing out on the information that is needed? I mean, I understand there are certain situations where you only want to know the TLDR when you're approving something or something of the sort. But the core is focus on the fundamentals. What does your customer want? How does your business value measure the value? And then how does your data and systems flow? Because as a product leader, at times I tend to get philosophical. The thing is, if you know the lower levels or under the hood of how a machine operates, you can actually manifest the upper layers, right?
Hmm.
As in, if you know how an engine operates, you can actually manifest how the entire car can move along, right? And second, develop range, as in don't box yourself into data science or only product. Spend time with learning engineering, UX, and business because we are in an era where everything comes together. And finally, stay obsessed with the customer. I mean, whether it's telecom engineer or HR manager, understand your customer pain points deeply, and you'll know where AI can deliver real impact.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that's how I know that's a long answer, but focus on fundamentals, develop your range, and stay close to your customer.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Anil, for coming to the show, and we are very blessed to have you. And for our audience, if you like this conversation, please like, comment, and share on my YouTube channel, AI Research Road. Thank you.
Thank you.